Okay, there's an insane amount of magic that's returning, and I hope that you can feel it. And I'm coming on here for an energy forecast for 8/8 Lionsgate Portal, the new moon in Leo, and also we've got a solar eclipse coming up. Lots of astrological energies that are percolating in the air and collecting. There's like a dense energy, pressure point, and with that, there's this remembrance that's coming. Everybody around you is just somehow getting a little bit more magical, more mystical, more whimsical, more free, more energetically inclined. They're more spiritually aware, connected to nature. The list goes on and on and on. And if you're somebody who's feeling that, you're right along the money of this energetic portal. Now, anytime me and you are talking about astrology or energy in this way, nothing is ever happening in a vacuum. It's not like, oh, the portal day and this is the moon. It's to say that there's a collection of energy that accumulates pre and post these quote unquote portals that you can lean into to utilize for yourself in a way that makes sense for you. And for the mystical and magical folks, you're already feeling that. It's like you can't explain it. There's something about your aura, something about your energy, something about the way that you're moving through your life is just a little bit more romantic, a little bit more mystical, a little bit more artsy, a little bit more creative, and some of that seriousness has kind of seen its way out, or some of the residue, the remaining residue is seeing its way out. And the fun thing about this particular portal is that there's this sense of remembrance that's happening. It's not that you're becoming more something or you're learning more about being more in a different way. You're basically unbecoming a bunch of things in order to remember the magic. There's this remembrance. And I was talking to my friends the other day, and we're talking about how a lot of us have this amnesia effect where basically you feel like you got some amnesia. There's like a pre you and a post you, and there's many markers of that. It's like, okay, 3 months ago is a version of you that is now, and then even 2 weeks ago is a version of you that is right now, and then one day ago is a different version of you right now. And it's almost like you can't even remember that version. It's like really hard to pinpoint the emotions of that version of you, and that is kind of the point. And sometimes our physical body, our energetic body, wants to remember something so that we can suffer a little bit more, so that we can feel like we can intellectualize what we just went through, or like heal through the thing that we just went through and really analyze it. But basically you're like, okay, it's okay. I don't need to understand everything from like an intellectual, linear, logical way. I'm just gonna go into the next era, the next stage, the next day, the next hour with this remembrance of a magic, and I'm just going to go with the flow. So my favorite part of this Lionsgate portal, which is on 8/8, oftentimes it is thought to be this manifestation portal, very energetic, very brave, a lot of courage, a lot of mystical energy around this portal. But because we're also experiencing an eclipse right around that time, there's kind of a magnification of that energy. But it's like this opposite. The 8/8 is more like magnification, manifestation, and then the eclipse is like, oh, but what are you willing to let go of? Like what are some nasty, dirty things that you're willing to let go of? And it doesn't feel internal anymore. It doesn't feel like it's this like internal game that you're playing. And when I say things are accumulative, like you've been doing the inner work, you've been doing the shadow work, you've been doing a lot of different things and going in for your initiations and shadows and whatever, and then integrating that. So it's not like you're starting from the inside. You've done a lot of the inside, and now it almost feels like the outside tangible reality has to match the work that you've done on the inside. Okay? So the inside world is asking you to create space on the outside so that the inside and outside can match, the inner and the outer world can match. And this eclipse is really pointing that in your face. It's like, okay, like you did the inner work, but like, are you matched to an environment where that inner work can take place? Are you matched with the circumstances or the opportunities, or environmentally, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, the environment? Are you set up to actually flex those inner work muscles? Can you flex the shadow work that you did, all the things that you've been doing, right? Like, where is it that you can actually show up and practice? And sometimes it is dramatic. In summer solstice, we were talking about blowing our life up and really just going for that quantum leap. Sometimes it is this dramatic, but now this drama with micro adjustments is like, yeah, do the big dramatic things and also micro adjust the things that aren't in its place. Like, if you need to adjust this a little bit more, tweak this a little bit more, or shut this off completely, you're going to have to keep an eye out on that for it to really, really, really show up in a meaningful way. So when you're tuned in to this magic, right? Sometimes with that word in itself is like, well, oh, okay, woo, like, oh, okay, esoteric, oh, like this mystical, and so what? Okay, so like we don't have to like scientifically explain what the magic is that literally your magic is your essence. It is your desires, it's your truth, it's your alignment. It's this part of you that is in natural flow of things that you are meant to do, meant to experience, meant to create. So if you start to feel that all of this stuff is just coming to the surface, it wants to be birthed through you in certain ways. It wants to be created through you in certain ways. It wants to land into the tangible reality through your physical body in a certain way. That's the magic. You can go multiple ways with this, which is you can deny your magic. You can continue to act like you don't have any. You can do that, like that's your choice and that's your free will to do so. And also, there's this other part of you that's like, I actually don't need to explain it to anybody. I actually don't need to logicalize or intellectualize this for anybody. I'm just going to be. So if I want to go talk to the trees, then I will. If I want to go sing to the water, then I will. If I want to share about this thought, this creation, this idea that came through me, through the channels of my physical vessel to express out into the world, then I will. And so what? Right? And yes, sometimes our society, sometimes our fear of being seen, our visibility wounds, our witch wounds, our, what is society going to say? That prevents us. Sure. And now you're going to notice like, maybe you just don't care. Maybe that's just like the point. You're in your magic and you're done suppressing that. So this portal energy is to say, whoa. Like, how much more magical can you be? How much more you can you become? How much more of this unbecoming can take place? Can the residue just leave? Can the fears just leave? Can the X, Y, and Z leaves? So when you come across any moments where you feel fearful that you can't show up in the fullest expression of you because of X, Y, and Z, the list goes on and on, you have to make that decision. Am I in the creation of the world that I want to see be created? Or am I subduing myself? Am I shrinking myself? Am I making myself smaller and preventing my magic from really manifesting out into the world? Now, if you're tapped into this 8/8 portal, new moon, solar eclipse energy, and you want to do a manifestation practice with me, I'm going to leave a link in the show notes. You can download that and do this practice for yourself over and over again, not just through this portal, but anytime there's this heightened energy where you feel like, I'm just in it, I'm in the flow. Tap into that. Tap into this practice. I'm going to leave it below. And friends, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And just remember, the world is your playground. And until next time, I will catch you soon.